Hello, welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by and going with me on this card making journey. Tonight I'm going to be using some red rubber stamps from Unity Stamp Company. The first stamp features this angel and the word believe, and this one is called Believe in Angels. And it has a holiday sentiment, love and joy for the holidays, but this angel to me doesn't have to be for the holidays. It can be for any time. So I'm going to pair the angel, which I've already colored. I'm going to pair the angel with this Brutus Monroe background stamp. It's actually Unity and Brutus Monroe. And this one is called Barn Door. And this was actually a background that I had stamped out several months ago using some ombre ink pads by Hero Arts. Yeah, pretty sure Hero Arts. Let me just check here. Yes, ombre ink pads by Hero Arts. I have several of these in different shades. I've got pink, blue, green, purples, and I just went over the red rubber stamp with various different colors, stamped it onto my paper. And this is just a generic cardstock. It's nothing fancy. But what I thought I would do is put the angel on the, and this, where I got this idea was, I recently visited Nashville. I was there in March for a national conference, and they take you, if you want, you can go and you can take a tour. So one of the sites that we drove by was this wall, this brick wall with angel wings. And they're very large. I mean, they go from the bottom of a 3-foot building to the top. And people will get in line there and wait for a long time to get their picture taken. And I thought, well, why not? Why can't I have like a kind of grungy looking angel with a rainbow colored wall? Why not? I can do that. So that one is kind of like my grungy looking one, just because it has like the greens and the yellows in her dress, sort of, I don't know. This one is more pastels, okay, and the wings, I have like they're tricolor. They're not just one color, but they're multiple colors. So these angels, I used Arteza watercolor pencils and colored these with watercolor pencils and let them dry. And then I just hand cut, fussy cut the angel out. It's not the best, but it's not the best, fussy cut, but I figured, well, it's supposed to look a little bit grungy, so it doesn't need to be perfect for sure. I don't do perfect, in case you didn't watch my channel before. I do the best that I can. And because her wings are so detailed and everything, I mean, there was no way I was going to be able to get in there and get that really close. So I left a border around it. A border around it with a little bit of a white border. But that's fine with me. It doesn't have to be right up against the, image. And then I have some, I love purple. I have some purple cardstock. So I thought I would do my grungy angel with this purple and then do my pastel angel with this more pastel purple. All right, so that was the plan. And I have some sentiments that I'm going to, I know that she does have a sentiment on her, but I want to put another sentiment underneath. And so that'll be picked out as we go through the card making video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, oh, excuse me, going to fold this over, just get my card base ready. I hope everybody's doing well and having a good week. I'm excited because tomorrow's Friday and I'll be working from home tomorrow, which is always nice. The reason is there's no school tomorrow, and the reason why there's no school tomorrow is because our high school is having their prom tomorrow. And what does that have to do with me? Well, my son will not have school tomorrow, so my mom and dad want to visit my aunt, so They usually provide childcare for me. So I'm going to be home doing my work, and he'll be doing his thing, and then we'll have the day together, just sort of hanging out while I do my work. Okay, so the card panel, and this is the card base. This is the panel. So it's pretty big. I'm going to have to trim that down, and I have to decide which end I want to have as my bottom of my wall and which end I want to have as my top. Right now I'm leaning towards this way. I just want to leave a little bit of a border. It doesn't have to be a very large border. This is Brutus Monroe Aubergine cardstock, very nice high quality cardstock. And this is just the generic one from Michaels. So let me grab my paper trimmer. And my blade is a little bit dull. So what I've been doing is taking and putting a little bit of aluminum foil and just kind of trying to scrape my blade a little bit in an effort to sharpen it a little bit until I can get a new blade. Doesn't work that well, but it works well enough to get me through. So I'm going to trim a little bit off each end, and we'll see how that looks. And we'll take just a little bit off. Okay, and actually that's probably enough. I don't want to take any more than that. And now I'll get my next one ready. Again, well, this one looks like I pre-cut it already to the right size, so I don't need to cut this one. Woohoo! Nice. For once. Okay. So I can put this away. All right. Now we'll take our first panel and, well, let's do the other one first. Let's do the pastel colored one first. I'm going to grab some foam tape. Okay, let's see here. This foam tape is just a generic brand. It's not real thick, and I didn't really want something that's really thick. Okay, so that's the tape that I'm going to use on the back of my painted angel. It's just a generic tape. It doesn't even have a brand. If you can believe it, there's no brand name. Okay, we're just going to get a couple pieces on here. Give a little bit of dimension. Get it to stand up just a little bit. I'm planning on making 2 videos tonight, if all goes as planned. This one, and then I can give you an idea of my next one. My next one is, the theme is angels tonight. I don't know, just angels have been on my mind. And the theme is angels, and I'm going to, my next card video that I make tonight, I'm going to watercolor and emboss and watercolor a larger angel. Who knows what else I'll do, but that's my plan for that one. All right, so I'm going to try my best to get this centered. Center it, but actually not exactly centered. Actually, I'm going to make sure it's a little bit higher on the card so that I can put another sentiment down here. Okay, so that looks nice. You know, it gives a little bit of dimension. All right, so this one says believe, and then I have several different, I like this one. It says you are enough, and it says you got this. So I thought that was nice. This is from Kaisercraft. I have some from Simon Says Stamp. I don't know if any of those would match. These are really nice, but maybe something a little bit smaller. This one says, you are ambitious, kind, generous, and smart. This one says, I love you to pieces. I'm always here. You can count on me. Oh, I like that one. You can count on me. I think it's encouraging for someone to say that to you. This is a nice set too. Some of these are, this one says, it's gonna be okay. This too shall pass. You got this. I like that one. You got this. So, well, see, this is the problem. I have a hard time making my mind up. Let's look at this set first. This is from Joy Claire. And it is inspirational. Okay. I'm going to just pull a couple off and see. That one says, you got this. It's a little on the small side for such a large space. Oh, that's nice. It's gonna be okay, it says. Here, I'll put it on there. It says it's gonna be okay. What I thought I would do is stamp it out on white cardstock and then emboss it with a colored embossing powder. Maybe purple, maybe a different one. I'm not really sure. Haven't planned it out that far yet, but I'm going to get my embossing kit. Well, it's not a kit. It's basically my box full of embossing stuff. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to bring it over to the table. I have a lot of embossing powders. You could say that I like embossing powders. As a matter of fact, I love embossing powders. Let me just go up a little bit higher here. Whoa, the arm of my camera mount just popped out of the hole. Oh my goodness. Okay, catastrophe avoided. Woo, I got so excited. I had all that embossing powder. I just love embossing powder. Yeah, just a little bit. I love it a little bit. I love it a lot. Okay, so pretty much all my embossing powders are from Brutus Monroe. So I've got neon embossing powders, which might actually look really cool with this. Okay, where did it go? It's underneath all the embossing powder, buried. So yeah, actually the blue would match. The green would match. Hot pink. I've got lots of choices here. No, I don't think that one would match. That's the hot pink. I don't know what the other one was. What in the world? I don't know. It's pink too, but okay, this one's probably more purple pink. So those are my neons. So if I had to narrow it down, I like this blue. I think the blue would look nice. And the green, not so much. Not the orange. Definitely not the orange. I guess this one is purplish pink. But I also have this set. It has a lot of shimmer to it. Different. Oh, there's this bright yellow too. This is construction yellow because this is the color. My husband works construction, and this is the color he has to wear so that the crazy people don't run him over while he's working on the road. I also have some pastels. This was the spring embossing collection. And this purple would look really nice. This one in the middle, this purple. So I might pull that one out too. Well, I can always emboss the sentiment using the purple and the neon pink and blue and go with the one I like the best. We've got a variety of colors here. We've got a Hanukkah set, which was come out around Hanukkah. This light blue goes in with that variety set. This is glitter. I have a Christmas collection here. No, that's not going to match. This is another brand, I think, of embossing powder. It came with a kit that I got. And here's a nice yellow that goes in this bag. So now you have seen my obsession with embossing powders. And that doesn't even count all the ones that are over here in this batch, which this dandelion's really pretty too. I don't think scarlet would look nice. Gilded looks nice with everything. This is a real pretty gold. Well, I didn't think this video was going to turn into a video about embossing powders. Sorry. Oh, what about eggplant? Yeah. Heck yeah, eggplant. And it even has sparkle in it, I think. Yeah, that might be it. No, that wouldn't look. That's twisted tangerine. Oh, wait a minute. Down here. Grape fizz. Holy moly. It's got all kinds of sparkles in it and glitter. Yeah, baby. I like that. But maybe not for this sentiment. There's a rainbow. There's a pretty mermaid tail. We've got sterling, which is silver, of course. I'm trying to see what's down here. This one is called Conversation Heart. And while it is not, I mean, it is neon. I wonder if it matches this one. Oh, it's a little different. They're still a little different, but still along the same, like, I don't know. When I see this, it might not be neon, but it sure is bright. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. There's a fly down in there. How embarrassing. I can't help it, folks. You know, my craft stash, it gets used a lot, but I can't say that I'm always, you know, cleaning out my containers. I wish I had drawers and everything, but I have what I have, and I use what I have. Okay, so we're going to go with the neons. I'll keep the gold out and put the rest of these away. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Putting my stuff away and grabbing my embossing buddy. That's my next step here. Make sure I have that. Okay. Half the time I forget to use this, and then the results show that I forgot to use it. Trying to remember to be more aware and make sure that I use it. I'm going to grab my Misty so that I can have an even sentiment. It doesn't go crooked. Okay, this, I'm going to get a different kind of cardstock. That cardstock that I just had in my hand, that's not your mama's cardstock, and we don't have to put it on that. We can put it on just regular cardstock. Okay. Well, that one has ink on it, so that's going into the scrap pile. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I have some of those sticky pieces that I have adhered to my Misty to help my card stock from flying up. All right, so we're going to use the Brutus Monroe embossing ink. The nice thing about this ink is it stays sticky for a while, so I can stamp it 3 times and then emboss it in the different colors. All right, so I have to decide on my colors. I'm just still torn. I think I'll do the neon purple. Well, there's no neon purple. Okay, well, there needs to be a neon purple. I think I'll do the neon blue. And yeah, because her dress has shades of blue in it and pink. So I'll stick to those 2 neons for this one. Okay. And I should probably do it in a neutral color as well, just in case. Where's my raven? I thought I grabbed my raven. Okay, let me grab my raven. Sorry. Here we go. Raven is black. Okay. All right. All right, let's get this stamped. First, let's use our embossing buddy. Okay, all you have to do is just tap a little bit of powder out, rub it on your paper, boom. That's all it takes. Okay, I'm going to leave a little space above, underneath, and on each side of the sentiment because I have a die cut that can cut the sentiment out, and that looks nice, and I want to give it a little bit of space so I can use that die cut. All right. Yeah, so, you know, anytime that life throws you for a curveball, who would not appreciate getting a stamp from a friend that says it's going to be okay, or it's gonna be okay. That's the precise wording. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go over that one more time just to make sure. And the name of that set is from Joy Claire. It's a Bible journaling stamp set. It's just called You Got This. You Got This. And I purchased it from maymaymadeit.com. I don't know if it's still available or not, but I've used it quite often. I'm really excited about the other video that I'm going to film later. I'm just excited. I have something special that I got in the mail today that I'm going to use on that angel stamp. I'll show you a preview of the stamp at the end of this video. I don't know, YouTube's been cutting my videos off at the end. I haven't been able to film the whole way through. And that's really frustrating because when you're making a card and people are watching, which I love it when people watch my videos. I mean, it's very nice to know that people are watching, and I appreciate that you're watching. The last thing you want is for it to cut off before the final product. What a letdown. All right, I'm just gonna peel this up off of my sticky paper. Try not to get my fingers all over it. Put a piece of scrap paper in here until I can clean that sentiment stamp. I'm gonna grab my board that I use for heat embossing, grab my scratch paper. Excuse me, my allergies are bad right now. It's this time of year whenever the pollen's kicking up. I don't know if any of you are experiencing that similar thing. Although tonight it's raining and it's foggy. It's really pretty, the mist on the mountain. I don't live on a mountain. I mean, I do. My entire town is on a mountain, but my house is not on a mountain. But there's a big set of woods that my neighbors have across the street, and it looks like a mountain because the trees are so tall. But anyways, the fog is just kind of hovering over the treetops. It looks really pretty. Okay. It's going to be okay. That's exactly right. It's going to be okay. So let's make sure I've got that good and embossed. The only thing I don't like about this neon embossing powder, and I love it, don't get me wrong, I love everything about it. There's a little bit of a, oh, I hope I'm on camera. Sorry, folks, if I'm not. There's a little bit of a, like, streak, for lack of a better word, here that is like the embossing powder. So I just have to take a brush and brush it off. But you want to definitely brush it off because you don't want that to be embossed. And for those of you that are like kind of new to stamp making or whatever, you definitely need to be very careful at this part. You don't want to accidentally brush against your sentiment because it'll brush the embossing powder right off. So even though I'm taking a brush and I'm trying to get that off, that that color is such a highly pigmented color. I think you can still see it, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's good. It's all good. Okay, I'm going to put my pink, hot neon pink back in. And then we'll go and do the blue. All right, let me get another little spoon. These little spoons are helpful whenever you're, I think, whenever you're doing this type right here, where you're using two different colors on one sheet of paper, because it helps you to control, helps me to control it anyways. Otherwise, I'd be getting the blue inside the pink and the pink inside the blue, and it would be a heck of a mess. Okay. Just want to make sure I get every single letter on that sentiment nice and covered with embossing powder. All right, that looks good. Let me put the blue back away, and I see a little bit of the O and OK that I must have accidentally brushed off whenever I was trying to deal with the plume of pink that was left over from the highly pigmented embossing powder. This would be so cute. It's like baby shower, pink and blue. All right. Oh boy, I got a little bit of blue. Residual amount of blue. I certainly hope I can do this. It's not bad. I was worried that it was going to be really visible, but it's not. But you know what? If I mix my purple and blue, if I mix my blue and my pink, I might get the purple that I would love. What do you think? I know there's others that have mixed, the embossing powders to come up with their own. And actually at Brutus Monroe, they have an embossing bar. So I'm going to just set my lids back here right now. I'm going to go off camera and heat emboss the sentiments. So if you want to turn your volume down right now, would be a good time to do that. I'm going to grab my tweezers. Where did I put them? Here they are. And then I'll just take it off the camera and heat emboss it. I'm going to let my heat gun get hot and then emboss. Uh-oh, guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to dust the blue. I did make sure that I did it with the pink, but I forgot to dust it off of my page. Now I've already started embossing and it's kind of sticking. Oh, darn it. Look what I just did. I'm getting in a hurry, I think, and I need to slow down. Being in a hurry gets me nowhere fast. Okay. Well, if I can't salvage this blue, we're going to go with the pink. Even though the blue is really pretty and I like it a lot. I seem to have made a couple boo-boos already. I don't know how I've done that. But I can't seem to get the extra pigment off of my paper, even though I'm brushing it off. Maybe it's because I already touched it with the heat gun, which is my fault, totally. User error. Okay, we're going to see what we can do about this. See if we can salvage the blue sentiment or not. Okay. Take 2. Heat emboss. Take 2. In the meantime, you can have a look at these pretty angels. All right. Looking good. And as I was doing that, I thought, well, this is kind of the grungy angel, so this kind of turned out grungy with the blue, and I think I'll just use the grungiest sentiment for that grungy style angel. All right, let me grab a tissue. Need to clean my little spoons off. Probably have to wash them because they have a little bit of that hot neon pink and neon blue pigment sticking to them still. That's how pigmented these. Whoa, I almost spilled that. That would have been not good. I don't know why I'm so like clumsy tonight and bumping things and messing things up. I'm usually not like that. All right, I'm just going to move these embossing powders off to the side and grab my machine for die cutting. Grabbing it, it's right here. Okay, and I'm going to move some more stuff out of the way here. Okay, I'm going to grab my die cuts that I use for cutting out around sentiments. Just grab that. Be right back. Just right off camera here. And the set has several different shapes that can be used because I really am challenged. I'm not really able to cut out around my sentiment and make a perfect little, ending on it. No, I can't. I've tried many times, and each time it just ends up in a disaster. So I pretty much stick to this or some other type of shape. So this is actually going to fit really well. All right, I'm going to lay this on my magnetic. Well, I'm going to lay it on the plate. Underneath is a magnetic base, but I still use the purple tape. I'm just going to line this up to make sure I have it right. This is where it pays to just take your time. You might be in a hurry, but you really want your sentiment to look good. Okay, we'll do the first one. Sorry that the table's shaking. Okay. That turned out just fine. And now the blue one. The grungy one. Still looks good. It's a nice color. Nice color blue. Let me see here. Make sure I have that even. I kind of got in a little bit of a hurry there. I'm going to make sure I have that. Let me try that one more time here. Still haven't made my Mother's Day card yet for my mom. I have a lot of ideas in my head as to what type of card I want to make for her. But I just haven't sat down to make it yet. That'll be something that I can work on tonight after I make my second recording of Angel Card. Okay, let me get this out of the way so we can finish our card. I want to grab my embellishments too while I'm up, but I don't know where I put them. Boy, am I totally not organized tonight. Oh, there they are. Okay. Just have some sequins and whatnot that I think would look nice. Okay. All right, let's go. All right, so we're dealing with this, and I thought we would use the pink at the bottom. What do you think? I'm going to try to move this down without knocking it off. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm in frame here. Yes, I am. All right, I think that looks good. Yep. I'm going to also pop this up on some foam tape. Okay. There we go. And then I can adhere that to the card base. But first I want to put a couple sequins on. I have some pretty pink ones here. I think I'll use these, but I like the iridescent ones too. It's always choices, choices, choices. Trying to decide. I don't know what's going on with this baggie. Oh my goodness. I've got sequins sticking to the, I guess, sticky part of the bag. Yeah, I dropped these on the floor the other day, so. And they didn't spill, but they got a little jiggled up a little bit. Okay, bear with me here, folks. I'm all thumbs. Thank you. Ta-da! I am able to get a little plastic bag open. Woohoo! All right. I'm gonna get some art glitter glue. And my newest little tool that I use for little pieces of glitter, and it's not very fancy. Of course, I probably won't be able to find it, so I might just have to grab my tweezers, but if I do find it, I think you'll get a kick out of it. Sorry, I'm just digging around here. Here it is. I went and got from the dollar store this cuticle tool because I don't know if you realize it, but it has this really sharp little tip to it. Whoops, how about if I get on camera this time? This could be the blooper show for me. I hope you guys are laughing because I'm laughing. I think it's funny. This could be Tracy's blooper reel. Hidden moments of, I was going to say blondness, but we won't go there. Not hidden anymore either, because especially if I hit the post button on this, once I'm done recording it, there won't be anything hidden about it at all. But these tool, this fancy dollar tool, works pretty good at, you know, whenever you're trying to get things to, especially if you have those flat back pearls, which I do have flat back pearls, speaking of which. Oh yeah, baby.